Welcome to Read Aloud. Today, readers, I want to remind you that when we're reading fantasy, we want to be thinking about the meaning of the setting, who has power and how do we know, what the internal and external problems are that the characters are facing, and then, of course, life lessons or themes that characters are learning or that we, the reader, can take away. All right, a quick recap. So Harvey realizes at the end of the first part of the book that he needs to go back to Holiday House, this place that he's escaped, and to try and take back the 30 stolen years. One day at Holiday House equals 1 year in the real world. When he gets there, the character Rictus says Mrs. Griffin, the woman who sort of took care of them, she's too old and needs to rest. But Harvey finds her and locks in a box, which is punishment for helping him and Wendell escape. Then Mar found them and tried to turn Harvey into a worm, but Harvey defeats Mar by getting her to recognize that she's nothing but an illusion. Ooh. And then Harvey is about to confront Mr. Hood. He's the guy who owns the house. So some emerging themes, some things that we're seeing in this part of the text. Definitely we're still seeing good versus evil, but we're also seeing like maybe a little bit of be careful what you wish for. I know some of you I talked to kind of mentioned that. Maybe do what's right even when it's extremely difficult, and confronting your problems head on and facing your fears. And then also at the end, connecting back to this whole thing about illusion. Maybe fear is an illusion. Maybe you can take control of your future. All right. As we read here, because we're doing this as a graphic novel, I just want to make you aware. I'm going to be pointing out some of the things that the illustrators, some choices that they've made, because I think it's really helpful to help us to understand not only how to read graphic novels better, but also to maybe incorporate some of these techniques into our own graphic novels that we're writing. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about things like splash pages and speech and thought bubbles and onomatopoeia and sound effects. So make sure you're paying attention. Let's head in. So remember when we last left off, Rictus was threatening Harvey. He said, "I could suck your brains through your ears, you know." But then Harvey tells him, "Maybe you could, but you're not going to, because I've gotten an appointment with your master." So Harvey, in this sense, I think he feels really confident. Remember, he's just defeated Mar. All right. "It's a long climb. Put something in your stomach first." I don't know what this is. Looks yummy. "Go on. You deserve a treat." "No, thanks. I know what that's really made of." "You think it's poisoned? Well, it's not, and I'll prove it." "No, don't swallow it." So this is really interesting here. The illustrator is using that 3-panel layout, again, to show steps or a process. First, Jive, the character here, he offers this treat. Then in the second panel, he sort of takes a bite to prove it's like not poison. And then the third thing, Rictus is saying, "Don't swallow it." "What have you done?" "There's no help for you now." "The pie, it's reminding your belly of what you're made of." "What's that?" Ooh, I'm thinking that there's a little bit of a connection here back to Mar's destruction. Look at what's happening to him. Just like Mar kind of like melted, the pie here reminded Jive of what he's made of. And it's kind of like when Harvey reminded Mar that she had no heart and no dreams and she was nothing. Dirt and ashes. "No! Mr. Hood! Save me!" Oh man, look, this is a splash page. So it really helps you, the reader, to focus on one important moment. And a lot of illustrators, they save these splash pages for only the most important moments. 2 down. So here's Harvey. He's like ticking off the number of characters that he's sort of defeated here. I think that was an important moment. There. This is interesting. They kind of chose not to use any words on here. You see him moving a chair, and he's standing on top of a box on top of the chair, And then it looks like he's crawling through into an attic. Where are you? Come out! I want to see what a thief looks like. Hood, is that? Huh? So this is interesting. The illustrator sort of chose to show this scene with two panels. So the bigger panel kind of shows us a change in the setting, right? Remember before, he was kind of in that hallway. Now, looks like he's in some kind of old-fashioned attic, right? And then over here, the smaller panel shows Harvey's actions. Karna? Uh-oh, what's happening with these little balls? What are these? Huh? What are? Ah! Hood! Ooh, finally, we're going to meet the mysterious Mr. Hood. Child, you have brought pain into my paradise. Shame on you. Pain? What pain? Ma is dead. Jive is dead. Gone to muck and dust because of you. They were never alive. Did you not hear their sobs and pleas? Did you not pity them? No. Then I will not pity you. Uh-oh. So this is interesting. You look and see, there's like two eyes here and a nose and a mouth. I think Mr. Hood is actually the house. And that might kind of make sense if he's controlling the magic, right? I'm also seeing the problem here. Hood seems to blame Harvey for Mar and Jive's deaths. And then also it's interesting that, again, the illustrator kind of used a different color, bubble, and shape to show a new person is speaking. Such a shame, though. Why not come back and live here peacefully? You stole 30 years of time from me. I only took the days you didn't want. Where's the crime in that? I didn't know what I was losing. Ah, but isn't that always the way? Gone is gone, Harvey Swick. No, what you stole, I can steal back. Your soul burns bright, brighter than any other I've known. I understand now why you'd come back. You knew you'd find a home here. We're both thieves, Harvey. I take time, you take lives. But in the end, we're the same. Both thieves of always. Ooh, this is very interesting. So Hood is trying to convince, like Harvey, that they're very similar types of creatures. They're both these thieves of always. So Harvey, he says, is someone who steals lives, right? And Hood is someone who takes the time. So it's kind of interesting. How does that connect to that title? The Thief of Always. Perhaps we needn't be enemies. I can nurture you, help you better understand the dark paths. So I'll end up feeding on children like you? No thanks. I don't want to stay here. I just want to get what's mine and leave. So very sad, but if you will have what's yours, have death. Uh-oh. Looks like Karna there. I think Mr. Hood is sensing a change in power here. Like, why would he want Harvey to join him? Like, he wants to be, like, nurturing him and helping him to understand the dark paths. And then if Harvey doesn't want to join him, he feels like he has to destroy him. It's kind of interesting to think about who has the power in this situation. Karna, devour the boy. Karna, you'll get no blows or howls of horror from me. Only kindness. Kindness that will undo your evil, Hood. Shrek! Ooh, I think he's being, like, destroyed here. He's kind of like a cloud of dust, like Mar and like Jive. Also, this is an interesting sound effect. It's an onomatopoeia. It kind of sounds like it's spelled. This is a sound effect here. All right. Oh, my little thief, what shall we do with you now? So I wonder how Harvey's able to use kindness to destroy Karna. Why does Mr. Hood not see, he kind of seems like he doesn't know what to do with him a little bit. What shall we do with you now? I wonder if he knows. You've done well. I'm always ready to serve, you know. Really? Of course. Always. You're afraid of me, aren't you? No. Respectful. Mr. Hood's instructed me to offer whatever you want to make you stay. The sky's the limit. You know what I want. Anything but the years, thief. If I stayed, would the children in the lake go free? So here's a big change. So remember at the very beginning, at first Rictus threatened to suck Harvey's brains out through his ears. Now he's saying that he's respectful. But our boy Harvey, I think he's feeling like he's afraid. Why bother with them? Because one of them was my friend. Lulu, she's very happy down there. They all are. No, they're not. How would you like it? You're right. Whatever you say. I say set them free now. And if you won't, then I will. So here is an interesting problem. Harvey still doesn't have the years back, but it seems like he wants to use this new power that he seems to maybe have to free the children living as fish in the pond. Also, something interesting here is the body language and the dialogue. So here you can see Harvey's angry because he's pointing his finger at Rictus. And Rictus kind of has his hands up. He's trying to calm Harvey down a little bit. That's definitely a choice that the illustrator makes to help convey the emotion of the situation, of the scene. What do you want? Just imagine it and it's yours. How about a new motorcycle? Or dogs? Have them all. Leave me alone. Something more exotic, like parrots. No. Or tigers? You've got nothing I want. They're all fakes. What if they are? You can still enjoy them. Mr. Hood's really sweating to find something you like. Uh-oh. So Hood's power, I think, seems to be symbolized by these wishes, right? All these different things that are here, I think that symbolizes Mr. Hood's power. And it seems like Harvey, if you're not buying into these wishes, I don't know. I don't think he's really feeling like Hood has power over him. Maybe wishes can suck Hood dry. What's that? I want to talk to Hood. Maybe there are some things I'd like. Go ahead, he's listening. So here's the problem. It kind of feels like Harvey's trying another tactic to get his years back and free these children. He says, maybe wishes can suck Hood dry. I wonder how this is going to help his problem. If I stay, you'll give me anything I want? For a bright boy like you, anything. You promise on your magic? I promise, just say the word. Then I want my ark, except better. I want tiny flesh and blood animals. I like a challenge. Satisfied? Yee! So it looks like he had that ark, that toy from the beginning, only the animals are alive now. I suppose it's okay. Make me another. Another ark? No, another miracle. I want flowers everywhere, and I don't want two alike. For what? So I'm wondering, what is he doing? Where is he going with this? You said I could have whatever I wanted. You didn't say I had to give you reasons. That's no fun. Oh, I wouldn't want that. You must have fun at all costs. So give me flowers. So in this scene, it's interesting. This panel kind of shows Harvey in profile from the side over here, and the other is a close-up. Kind of helps emphasize Harvey's demanding something. Look at them. Just look. Satisfied? We're getting there. How's about something to eat? The kitchen's full. I don't want pies and hot dogs. I want roast swan and oysters and caviar. Ooh, that's like fancy food. And frog legs and horseradish and pomegranates and crawfish cooked in cherry soda and horse steaks with jelly bean sauce and Boston cream cheese and pastrami and pumpernickel stew and snail fudge with pig's foot clusters. And Harvey seems to have a strategy here. It kind of seems like he's trying to wish for a lot of really complicated and elaborate things. And I'm kind of wondering where he's going with this. Also, are you noticing how these bubbles go from the upper left all the way to the right? And that's the order in which you're going to read them. So that's what comic book letterers, they really have to go back through and do. So it's make sure that the comic book is easy to read. So when you write your comic book, make sure that you're doing that work. Wait! I know what you're doing. You're testing me, aren't you? Admit it, thief. If I'm going to be your apprentice, I need to know how powerful you are. You may have one final gift, one final proof of my power. Then you must accept me as your master forever and ever. Agreed? Agreed. Oh, so this seems like a really big gamble for Harvey. And I'm kind of wondering what's making him confident. He looks like, arms crossed. It looks like he's confident here. And it seems to have changed a lot from when he was first, and when he first escaped from Holiday House until now. All right, short response. How has Harvey's attitude or behavior changed from when he first escaped from Holiday House until now? You're going to make sure that you use 2 details from the text to support your response.